Hello, welcome to TTV News with some latest events in the province. Ladies and gentlemen, the Department of Finance of TayNinhTV has just reported on the results of disbursement funds for the implementations of National Targets Program in the first 9 months of 2024.
Accordingly, in the first 9 months of 2024, a total budget of over 55 billion Vietnam dong has been allocated to units. Of this, 11 billion 292 million Vietnam dong was allocated to the provincial units, and 63 billion 868 million Vietnam dong was allocated to the district towns and tenant city. The total amount disbursed in the first 9 months of 2024 is 22 billion 669 million Vietnam dong, reaching for 30% of the estimated budgets allocated for implementing national target programs in the province, including the Sustainable Poverty Reduction Program, the New Rural Construction Program, and the Social Economic Development Program for ethnic minorities regions.
The audience in recent times, the Steering Committee for Administrative Reform of the province has regularly reviewed and addressed obstacles and shortcomings in administrative reform. At the same time, it has actively implemented measures to promote administrative reform and improve the business environment.
As of now, the entire province has 1,725 administrative procedures. From June 15 to September 14 of 2024, the province received over 125,800 administrative procedure records. Among these, records results ahead of schedule or on time reach over 98%. The province has received 482 complaints, mainly related to the reception and resolution of administrative procedures in the sectors such as natural resources and environment, labor, women values and social affairs, the justice, citizen identification, passports and motorcycle registrations. A total of 131 complaints have been resolved and publicly posted on the National Public Service portal, while 51 complaints from the citizens are still being processed. In the final months of the year, to continue effectively implementing administrative reform, the province focuses on enhancing the quality of public service delivery and improving the service quality of officials and civil servants to better the investment and business environment and attract investments in the province. Additionally, efforts are aimed at improving and raising the administrative reform index, PAR index, and the satisfaction index of the citizens and organizations regarding the services provided by administrative and state agencies, see post.
At the festival, youth units from provincial agencies and enterprises participated in the Golden Bell contest, answering questions related to waste knowledge, the harmful effects of environmental pollution, and measures to protect the environment. Additionally, the organizer set up rules for exchanging recyclable items, encouraging young people to adopt a zero-waste lifestyle, save resources, and use recycled materials. This activity received enthusiastic participation and contributed to promoting an eco-friendly lifestyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, in recent years, along with improving educational quality and taking care of the material life of students from ethnic minorities in the province, the administrative of the ethnic boarding school in TayNinhTV has focused on preserving and promoting the unique Sayam room dance.
The ethnic boarding school in TayNinhTV province is a specialized institution for the children of ethnic minorities in the province. Preserving the ethnic cultural traditions is one of the key educational contents and aimed at helping the students both embrace the social advancements and preserve and enhance the beauty of traditional culture. Since 2011, the Chatham Drum Club at the school has been established. The school provides conditions for the students to have time to practice. Thanks to the guidance of assistants, the students practice, and the school goal is to preserve the cultural form of Khmer people. The drum team usually practice after the class hours, and we divide the drum group into two, one for high school students and one for middle school students. Typically, it's which they have practice sections. And currently, the Chatham Drum Club attracts for 30 students with participation based entirely on their voluntary spirit. Every week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, after regular classes, the club members organize practice sections. I've been learning in the Chatham drum for a year now, and at first it was very difficult, but gradually it became easier. The school always provides opportunity for us to perform and learn daily. I study cultural subjects in the morning and afternoon, and I practice the drum at 5 p.m. The school administration believes that preserving and promoting ethnic cultural identity is one of their important tasks also. To help the drum team continue to develop, the school is proposing to purchase another set of 10 drums. Additionally, the school is establishing a succession team for the middle and high school students to practice and interact with each other. It is evident that the Chatham Drum Club not only creates a beneficial playground and builds a friendly, healthy educational environment, but also helps the students promote and preserve the beauty of their ethnic traditional culture.
Turn to domestic news. To promote the investment and business environments of Vietnam in general and Hanoi in particular, a high-level delegation from Hanoi has visited South Africa and Egypt to push trade promotions and economic development activities.
Previously, the delegation traveled to Egypt to showcase Hanoi's investment potential and environment in sectors such as pharmaceuticals, agriculture, fisheries, and tourism to local businesses. The bilateral trade between Vietnam and Egypt reached over $600 million in 2023. Meanwhile, in the first 9 months of 2024, Hanoi's export turnover to South Africa was $18.8 million, while its import turnover reached $487.4 million.
The Ministry of Planning and Investment has just issued Circular Number 19 regarding the establishment appraisals on locations and evaluations of public investment projects in the National Public Investment Information System and Database.
Accordingly, the scope of this circular includes the establishment, appraisal, allocation, adjustment, monitoring, and evaluation of medium-term and annual public investment plans using central budget funds, local budget funds, and legally generated revenues from the state entities and public service units allocated for investment. Additionally, the circular addresses the monitoring and evaluation of public investment plans, utilizing reserve funds, increased revenues and cost savings. It also covers the management of information and the evaluation of entities using public investment funds within the system.
The audience with the strong efforts and determinations of the entire political system and the people, Thừa Thiên Huế province has regard on resources and maximize its potentials and advantages to develop the economy, society, and urban area while preserving and promoting the unique cultural values of the former imperial city. Today, Thừa Thiên Huế has ensured all conditions and meets the standards necessary for establishing Huế City as the central city.
Like many residents of Thừa Thiên Huế, Mr. Mai Khắc Dũng, a resident of An Trâm World in Huế City, is very excited to follow the session of the 50th National Assembly, which includes many important contents, particularly the government's proposal to the National Assembly for the consideration and approval of the project to establish Huế City as a central city. When Thừa Thiên Huế is recognized as a central city, the people of Thừa Thiên Huế will benefit greatly. The province has many prospects for development, especially in the cultural tourism sector. The province has also focused on developing technical and social infrastructure in a modern direction. The transportation system has developed uniformly with the formation of many architectural landmarks, and the complex of Huế monuments, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has been preserved, restored, and enhanced, showcasing the uniqueness of the former imperial city. Specialized medical centers have been established, including the Central Hospital of Huế, one of the 5 special-class hospitals operating to an international level. Indicators related to administrative management and the province's competitiveness consistently rank among the best in the country.
Quốc hội thông qua cái đề án thành lập thành phố trực thuộc trung ương.
When the National Assembly approves the project to establish a central city, this will be one of the opportunities to elevate the status of Thừa Thiên Huế and facilitate Huế in enhancing its management apparatus and improving management practice to create better conditions for businesses and investors to come to Huế. The establishment of Huế City as a central city will be a breakthrough step for socio-economic development, leveraging the cultural and historical potential and advantages recognized by UNESCO, alongside Da Nang City as a driving force for economic development in the central region and the whole country.
On the morning of November 3rd at the National Assembly House, under the chairmanship of National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn, the National Assembly Standing Committee discussed the investment policy for the National Targets Program on risk prevention and control until 2030.
In light of the developments in drug-related crimes and the unpredictable consequences and dangers of drugs regarding health, lineage, and national security, the members of the National Assembly Standing Committee agree on the necessity of the program and generally concur with the draft resolution to be submitted to the National Assembly for approval at the A section. The delegates emphasized that to eliminate drug abuse, families, school, and society must all get involved, with the foundation being within families, where the parents must manage their children, the school must oversee their students, and the society must implement measures to prevent drug abuse. Education, communication, and advocacy, and fundamental solutions to engage the entire population in the drug prevention and control through conscious participation and collaboration with the law enforcement to report and detect drug-related issues.
The Vietnam Airports Corporation has proposed the construction of a second runway at Long Thanh Airport with an estimated cost of approximately 3.4 trillion Vietnam dong. Accordingly, Long Thanh Airport's planning already includes several runways. Currently, there are many favorable factors regarding prices, equipment, and personnel, making the construction of a second runway reasonable. The addition of this runway will not affect the total investment of the third permanent project of Long Thanh Airport. If approved, the second runway is expected to break ground by the end of 2025 and be completed in the second quarter of 2026. The Department of E-Commerce and Digital Economy, Ministry of Industry and Trade, has issued a warning to consumers about the risks associated with shopping on unregistered cross-border e-commerce platforms. Accordingly, there are 3 major risks when transacting on unregistered cross-border e-commerce platforms. Firstly, there is a potential risk regarding product quality and consumer protection rights. Secondly, there is a potential risk concerning the security of personal information and data of consumers. Thirdly, there is a potential risk related to legal responsibilities regarding taxes on imported goods via e-commerce. In light of these 3 risks, the Ministry of Industry and Trade advises consumers to exercise caution when conducting transactions on e-commerce platforms, and specifically to avoid engaging in transactions with unregistered cross-border e-commerce platforms to ensure their legal rights and interests are protected.
Ladies and gentlemen, aiming to robustly develop previous tourism based on existing potential, the tourism sector of Vĩnh Long Province is implementing various solutions to attract investment and collaborate in developing new and appealing tourism products to advance river tourism.
For a long time, Vĩnh Long Province has developed ecological tourism along its river and gardens. On riverside islands such as An Bình Island, Giai Island, and Luxitan Island. Distinctive cultural practices have gradually formed, providing a basis for tourism sites to meet the experiential needs of visitors. We have up to 36 different programs to connect both rivers and canals using both large and small boats, as well as kayaking, walking, or biking through raft villages and local households. Alongside the riverside islands, the wreck and pottery raft village in Mangtit district is being identified as a wreck rural tourism product for the locality, needing preservation and appropriate development. With this goal, Vĩnh Long Province has issued a project for the contemporary heritage of Mangtit and has implemented various solutions to preserve the raft village, retaining nearly 650 brick and pottery kilns operated by over 330 households. We can create a space that tells the history of Mangtit village and its production processes. The fourth space could incorporate commercial elements where we also promote a time of shop. With a strong orientation towards developing river tourism, Vĩnh Long Province has been gradually investing in infrastructure and linking tourism product development. With this tourism model, the experiential journeys and assessment of the potential for river tourism in Vĩnh Long Province have received high evaluations from experts who have proposed solutions to help the province effectively tap into its unique potentials, promote and disseminate stories about the rivers, culture, and local people through tourism. We also recognize that Vĩnh Long as a water region must truly attract visitors with various forms of water tourism, not just large boats, but also small boats, where we can arrange activities on board to attract tourists. Additionally, we need to consider operating the current passenger port. With favorable natural conditions and increased investment and collaboration, new products in the river tourism program of Vĩnh Long Province are gradually taking shape. These products are expected to bring a breakthrough for local tourism, capable of attracting tourists to stay for several days while exploring the stories of the rivers, rafts, villages, and the life and production of local residents.
And today, TTV News wraps up now. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.